Om Shri Sai Ram and a very hearty and warm welcome to you, sir, to the studios of Shri Sathya Sai Media Center.
Sairam.
Your journey with Bhagawan goes back to when you were just 5 or 6 years old. And we have read so many stories of how Bhagawan showered immense love on your father, Sri S B Chavan ji. And we all know that Bhagawan has been the center of your life in every way. Please take us through that journey of your association with Bhagawan.
Sairam. So it all began when I was hardly 5 years of age, just a school going child. And my father, who was very close and associated with one Mr. P.K. Sawant, who was a minister in the cabinet of Sri V.P. Nayak, who was then the Chief Minister of Maharashtra. And both were cabinet colleagues, Mr. S B Chavan and Mr. P.K. Sawant. And it was P.K. Sawant who introduced my father, Shankara Chavan, to Baba. When Baba visited his house at a bungalow called Sagar, in which P.K. Sawant used to reside. Baba had visited, was staying in the house for some time. We all as a family, my mother, my father, everybody in the family, went to Sagar to meet, have a darshan of Baba in his bungalow, in Mr. P.K. Sawant's bungalow. And this was probably the first time we all came in contact with Baba. The journey began from there when I was hardly 5 years old. Today I am 66 years of old. So you can say this is 61 years back that when we came into contact with Baba. Probably my father must be knowing much earlier, but what I recollect is those days. And from there it began. We continued having an association with Baba. Next, when my father became the first time the Chief Minister of Maharashtra in 1975, it was then that Baba came to our official residence at Sahyadri, the then Sahyadri, which was the official residence of the Chief Minister. And my father invited the entire cabinet of the his cabinet colleagues to come to Sahyadri, and Baba met them, blessed the cabinet ministers along with their families, and maybe had a small pravachan given to the cabinet on the working of the government, probably the spiritual philosophy he had in mind. And this was the first interaction of the Maharashtra government, probably, that all the ministers of Shankara Chavan cabinet were present on that day. So thus the journey began, and every year we used to meet Swamiji at either the Puttaparthi or Whitefield at Bangalore, or sometimes Baba used to come to Mumbai at the ashram in Mumbai. So we used to never miss an opportunity when Swami used to be at any of these three places. So it was a long association. It was really a strong belief in the principles, ideals of Baba, a spiritual journey, as you may call it. And the family had a long association in the terms that blessings of Swami has always been with the family. Of course, the father, mother, we all were staunch devotees of Baba, strongly believed in the principles of Baba. His teachings, his preachings, the time and again, whenever you used to get an opportunity for meeting him, personal interviews were also possible those days. And Swami used to really love my mother and father because they happened to be really devoted people, devoted to Swami, and of course Shirdi Sai Baba, whom both of them believed very strongly. So as children of the family, we too got totally associated with Swami as and when time came. And today, almost you can say 60 years or more that we have been meeting Swami. I recollect that there were only few occasions when Swami used to come to Mumbai once in 3 years, 5 years, depending upon his time availability. But I was very fortunate to that Baba came to my official residence at Mumbai. Of course, he even came to my personal house at Babulnath, which is near to the Babulnath temple in Mumbai. It is an old building when I used to stay on the second floor. There was no lift in that building. And Swami climbed 2 floors and came to our flat in Babulnath at Mumbai. He sat there for quite some time, spoke to the family. We could share our problems, our future with Swami, seek his guidance. He was like a father and mother to our entire family. And we always believed in what he said. We were devotees of Swami. And Swami's teachings, preachings, especially in the field of education, healthcare, his talks on his pravachan on various issues concerning the mankind have always inspired our entire family. So, of course, there are lakhs of devotees all over the world who throng to Puttaparthi at Bangalore, Whitefield, or even in Mumbai. It was a huge crowd. But we were fortunate, among the very few fortunate, who had an opportunity to meet Swami closely and interact with him. So the journey thus began, and it kept on. We kept on moving ahead. As the chief minister, where I took over in the year 2008 in Mumbai, after the 26/11 attacks in Mumbai, terrorism attacks, I was given the opportunity to head the Maharashtra government, and Swami came to my house somewhere in 2009, I recollect. So, of course, I had invited him to my house. Though being an official residence, I had to stay because as a chief minister, I had to stay in that residence because it was the official residence of the chief minister. But nevertheless, I had no hesitation. It was one personal belief in Swami. So I invited him to my house. He graciously accepted my invitation. He and several other devotees accompanied him, and he spent quite some time with our family at Varsha. There was some public criticism of how godmen can come to a chief minister's house, and a lot of media attention was also there. But that really didn't bother me much because media gossips always happens when such things happen. But we had our faith was untouched. We were not shaken by any such media criticism, and it was my personal belief whom to follow, whom to follow in life as a guru is our own personal choice. So Swami was not only with us when I was in power. Always Swami was with us in our ups and downs in life. And so I thought Swami's blessings to me as chief minister were important. He came to my house, had lunch with us, spent some time with the family, had a very close interaction with all of us. And then he left for probably Bangalore, if I'm not mistaken. So that was one of the instances I remember that he spent time with us. My marriage was, I recollect in my life, my marriage to Amita, who was a close friend with me in my college days in Mumbai. We married. She was from a different community, that's Punjabi. I'm a Maharashtrian. But with Swami's blessings, we got married in Mumbai. Swami performed my marriage. That's important. Mangal Sutra was given by Swami. He created that Mangal Sutra, gave it to me, and then I put it on my wife. He also gave me a ring on that particular day, which I wore. And we had a small gathering at Mumbai's ashram, where we had the blessings of Swami. When my children were born in 92, Sujaya and Srijaya, the names were given by Baba. So Baba blessed both my daughters, and he named them. They were twin daughters, and he named Sujaya and Srijaya as the names were given by Baba. And today, one of my daughters is also an MLA of the Maharashtra Assembly, Srijaya, who has won by a good margin. After I went to the Rajya Sabha, she became a member of the Assembly. So there were many instances that whenever I used to come to Puttaparthi, I had an opportunity to meet Swami. A personal interview was also possible. Of course, it's not every time possible to meet Swami and get a personal interview. But my experience has always been that whenever I came to meet Swami, either at Bangalore, Whitefield, or at this Prasanthi Nilayam here today in Puttaparthi, I used to get an opportunity to meet him in person and share all my worries, problems, my expectations, my future journey of life. So there were so many personal. My father used to be always coming here at least 2 or 3 times in a year. all the convocations which took place, he has attended those as a guest also. I have also had opportunity as a chief minister once to attend as a guest at the convocation, and several instances were there where I could. So it was like as I said, Swami has quoted in number of his speeches that the God is like a lighthouse to guide you in your life whenever there are turbulent times, when the ships are in waters, and whenever there are storms and turbulence is there. The lighthouse is like a path showing to us how to move in bad times. So he was like he represented a life like a lighthouse to all the people who are his devotees. How do we proceed in life? What do we do in life? The good and bad times are always there in everybody's life, and all these instances have made us really strong within our heart. A small instance where of course there are several instances which can be quoted. Some miracles which we have seen is something, of course this is a personal experience, but I don't mind sharing it here with all of the devotees who would like to see. Once I, along with my father and mother and my wife, those days there was this Shanti Bhavan, which is now the small guest house for the people who are coming here. Those days it was not there those days. And there's a green room behind the Purnachandra Hall where they used to accommodate us. So once I was sitting with my father and mother, and we were in the night discussing. Swami had given me a ring which I used to wear. And I was telling my father, this ring has become too tight. I can't remove it because it has become very tight and difficult to remove it from the finger because there is a blood clot which has formed. It's difficult to remove it now. We were just generally discussing. No, so we had our dinner and we were just chit-chatting. And I was telling my experience to my father. The ring is difficult to remove. That's all. We must have discussed hardly for a fraction of a minute. And then, of course, we dispersed for the to take a rest in the night. Next morning, we all went to have darshan of Swami. As usual, we got an appointment to talk to him. And he suddenly said, give me the ring which you are wearing. I think it is too tight for you. I was rather taken aback and shocked because this is what exactly I had told my father in the night, and he asked me for the ring. I realized Swami has heard us. And then I removed the ring with great difficulty, and he just took the ring in his hand and just took it near him, and maybe he has mesmerized, I don't know what he has done, and suddenly I found that the ring had become quite okay. It was now easy to wear that ring, remove it also. And most important is that earlier it was a diamond sort of stone which was there on the ring, which was given to me during my marriage. But that day, he simply took it and just did. And that ring turned into emerald. So this turned into from white diamond to emerald. It is turned. And today I'm yet wearing it. So this is just transforming. The color is not important. What happened in front of my naked eyes is what I have seen, and this ring still continues. It is a marriage gift given by Baba. But then due to the ring problem, the size had changed, the color of the ring had changed, and it was a miracle which we saw all before us. Sometimes he blessed my father with a vibhuti, a small box of vibhuti, a small dabbi as we call it. It was given to me full of vibhuti. Even today in the mornings when we go out or when we pray, we just put on a little vibhuti on our forehead, pray to Swami, and move along. So this was, my father was Education Minister of India, HR. Those days it was the Education Ministry, then it was subsequently changed to HRD. So the father could sit with Baba, take his opinion on the educational curriculum, what should be done in the country, what are Swami's wishes. And fortunately enough, all those things which Swami had expected came true in a period of time. Policies were framed, and of course, it was never any religious sort of approach, but whatever approach which the country needed was imbibed through the blessings of Swami. And as S B Chavan, as the Minister of HRD those days, Education Minister, could make a lot of changes in the educational policy. The university here was founded. Baba wished, and it happened. Those universities now functioning. We have my nephews and my sisters of my of one of my sister's children also have been educated in Puttaparthi, and we could just said that let the family also be associated here. I am in politics, electoral politics. I have contested several elections in life. I was a member of the Assembly of Maharashtra. I was a member of Parliament in Maharashtra, from Maharashtra. So, of course, it's like an examination. Contesting an election and going to seek the people's blessings and votes, seeking votes, is like almost passing an examination. So before appearing for examination, it was like taking Swami's blessings and then going ahead. Or of course, any person who contests and who believes in God definitely goes to the temple or takes blessings of his guru. So Swami was like our family guru for us. So whenever elections I used to contest, I used to first come and seek blessings from Swami. So during interviews, I used to say, Swami, I am contesting the election now in Maharashtra, and I just want to seek your blessings that I contest and I get elected. Swami used to always say, don't worry, you will get elected. So one of the things where Swami used to bless us. So that was one of the, whenever he used to say, we used to feel so sad. We used to get a big strength from him and never be worried about winning an election as such, because it was Swami had blessed us, we were confident, and it has always worked true for us. So it was getting a blessing from Swami to contest the election was one of the agenda items, which I wouldn't mind sharing, because it was a occasion to appear for the exam, and before going to exam, taking the blessings of the Guru was one of the important aspect in life. Secondly, one or two instances in particularly my father. Swami, during his father's early days, maybe in the 70s, I don't remember the exact year, Swami had told my father that be careful while in these elections, there may be some sort of attempt on your life. Was one of the, but nothing to worry, nothing to worry about it, but be careful is what some of the, I think it was what he had said. And during that time, there were some crude bombs were found when he was traveling in the area of his constituency those days. Some crude bombs were located. Attempt on his life also was made. Attempt was there. Even in the bungalow Sagar, which we were staying, one crude bomb was also located. The police came, they detected the person, they caught hold of a person who has planted that. So it was Swami's guidance that be careful in life, see that wherever you go, you are cautious enough. And these are one or two instances. A crude bomb was found in the house. During election campaign time, there was some small instances. So it was Swami who had predicted that take care, that while there may be a time, nothing will happen, but be careful. That's what Swami had predicted during those early days. So these are one or two instances which I may quote. Then, of course, one incident was that Swami was coming to Latur. Shivraj Patilji and Vilasrao Deshmukhji had invited him, and he stayed there for 2 days. Mr. Jadhav, who was then this devotee of Baba, had made a small ashram there, where Swami stayed overnight for 1 day possibly. And then I requested Baba that you are coming to Latur, and Nanded is just an adjoining place. My mother was worried that we had a very small house in Nanded. My mother was saying, if Swami comes, how do we accommodate Swami? We have such a small house, so many people coming there. How are you going to make him? So these worries were there, because Swami's protocol. Swami had never any issues of going to any devotee's house, whether he may be big or small or what, rich or humble. So he had never such problems. But mother, who was a very strong devotee, was worried, how could we give him all the good, make his stay comfortable when we had a small house. So we were a little worried about that. My mother and father, both. But nevertheless, suddenly we got a call that Swami has agreed to come to you, and he'll stay at your house. And then I was also told by Shivraj Patil that since he's coming, let's have a public meeting. There's another worry that so many people, of course, political people, we have even a habit of gathering people for big meetings. Political meetings, all people are mostly brought to the site and huge gatherings takes place. But this was not a political meeting. This was a spiritual discourse by Baba. So that was another worry, that whether so many people will come, not come, was one thing which I was worried. But Swami came to our house. He spent the entire day, had lunch with us. He spent the entire day with our family. It was though a small house. He climbed the stairs. He came on the first floor, stayed with us, gave blessings and darshans to our family. And in the evening, at around maybe at 4:30, we went to the stadium. We had arranged a public meeting at the stadium, which was quite a big place, stadium. And I was worried whether it will be filled by people or not. But to my surprise, the entire stadium was jam-packed and overflowing with people, ladies and gents, everybody. And Swami spoke in Telugu, and sometimes in English, sometimes in Telugu. Translation, surprisingly, was done by Shivraj Patilji those days. He could speak, because to match Baba's speed is something which it was impossible. But Shivraj Patilji translated very well that from English, English to Marathi, and it went off very well. And of course, then Swami, we left him at the Nanded airport, and then it started raining. So even the rains were stopped for some time. It is Swami's grace. Nature also waited for Swami to depart, and then it started raining. So these were the instances which we have been experiencing Baba's presence in Nanded those days. So the journey continues. Even in bad times, there were difficult instances when we always remember Swami. And Swami said, don't fear, I am always here. That's what he always used to say. And once a time came when my mother and father both had passed away. And it was a very difficult moment for me. I always had the blessings of my mother and father, who used to take care of us as children. But suddenly, both of them, over a period of 1 year's time, first the mother passed away and then father passed away. And I was feeling very lonely and very sad those days. I came to Baba, I had tears in my eyes. And but Swami said, child, he called me Bangaru, don't worry. Even if they are not there, I am there as your mother and father. So it was a moment, a very emotional moment for me, where Swami gave me all the strength. Swami blessed me, and so there were difficult times in life. There were difficult moments in life. There were testing times. And of course, I won't compare myself to my father or mother. They were great people, and they had all the strength and courage. And as you said, ceiling on desires. They never had any big desires in life. They were all devoted to Swami and a simple life. Of course, we have changed with changing times. I don't deny that. But our devotion to Baba remains unchanged, and always continue with the same strength. And we remember Baba every time. And even though Swami is not here today, physical form, but he still attracts us to Puttaparthi. We still come here and seek his blessings. So it's a long history. Today I've just come suddenly to speak to you. Maybe I can recollect of more some such instances and pen it down probably and speak more to you on a number of occasions. But it is very nice to be here. I have seen several convocations taking place here. I always make it a point to at least visit Puttaparthi at least once in a year and take his. It's really inspiring. Give us a lot of strength to us in our life. Shows us the path to move forward. And I'm very happy. My mother had told me that even after we go away, you continue the journey and associate yourselves with Baba and Baba's blessings, and come to Puttaparthi or Whitefield or wherever it's possible. But don't forget, this is our home. This is Swami's home. I'm glad the legacy still continues. My wife, my children, we all are here. And my advice to my children also be, even if we are not there, you continue coming here. And this story should continue forever. Generations together of the Chavan family should associate themselves closely with Baba and seek his blessings. Baba may not be here in physical form, but he is always there with us. He always stands by us. Wherever his voice is always with us, and his guidance will continue in our life. It's only because of his guidance that we are whatever we are today. Is because of his strength, and even in good and bad times in life, there are several instances where there are challenging instances where it's a real testing times. But I think with Swami's blessings, and whenever we pass through any good or bad time, we always remember Swami, and he's always there to give us all the support and strength which I have never missed. So my all our devotees of Baba, wherever we are, whatever field we are doing, remember Swami. His blessings are always with us, and we'll continue further our journey in life with guidance and blessings of Swami. Sai Ram.